of an eclectic mix on the front cover. I think it's the start of like Pete Doherty's kind of like lad band era. Felt like.
Hmm.
I think I don't know really. Bit of a different vibe going on. Anyway, we'll crack into it. Might have to read this intro.
Okay.
Uh, would you have got this? I mean, have you
I
heard
know
of
who
Space at
I know
50?
I know who she is.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She's a foul-mouthed frontwoman from LA
Yeah.
duo Giant Drag, apparently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Giant drag. Yeah. Yeah, I seem to remember finding her quite pretty and then seeing her in real life and she was quite tall. So um I'm only like 5'9" myself. So I think she was probably nearing my height and I find that quite I don't know,
Intimidating.
emasculate. I tend not to go for girls who were over about 5'4", or I start to start to get bossed around in the relationship. And no, I'm only joking.
Shall we read this intro then? Every day people come up to NME, usually while we're trying on some new thigh-length leopard skin chaps or in the queue to get our lower intestine pierced, and ask us how they can be as bowel evacuatingly cool as we are. Our answer is always the same. We have security set the dogs on them because let's face it, you can't teach the blind to see. Cool is like syphilis, you've either got it or you haven't. And here are 50 people who are frankly riddled with credibility, sexiness, sass, sizzling star quality. Of course, the definition of cool is ever changing, and you'll notice people from the last year's list flying off the chart with wild new pretenders, while new pretenders take over. It could be the hottest young punk screamer on the block, the lyricist laureate for a new generation, a washed up crack junkie, or even the singer's dad. But they all have one thing in common. People want to lick Nutella off their privates, and they never have to queue for drinks. Yeah, and then finishes off by saying, because like us, they are cooler than Arctic. What? Than an Arctic Fonz. No, please stop pointing those camera phones at us. We're trying to buy diamond encrusted sunglasses for our show. Oh God, it's hard to read that. Um, we'll say thanks to Brit Cult for posting this, by the way. They scanned all the pictures in,
Okay.
or all the pages in, which made it very easy to do a video on. So yeah. So yeah, 50 Annie Hardy. What? Annie Hardy giant drag.
Hmm.
You said you know shoes. I can't remember at all. Um,
Okay.
where's 49?
Ooh. Uh, right, so 49 to 46. That means we're missing three people.
Yeah.
Let's just assume that those three people were the three original Sugar Babes.
God, it mentions that Eel Pie Island here, isn't it? The fifth
Yeah,
coolest places to visit. Stepping
yeah,
into a parallel universe.
yeah. I'm banned, mate.
What? I won't need to dig into that. Want to know what that was all about.
Yeah.
Was it an existing place or a fantasy place?
No, it was existing place. So Ilpie Island's like this. It's like, yeah, like,
Is it like Canvey Island?
no. It's like It's like Twickenham. It's in
Right.
posh South London. And
Okay, fair enough. I mean, what? Dude, don't have
yeah,
to do too much of a
not
deep dive
make
on
it a
that.
podcast about Ilpie Island.
Yeah, I'll save that for Mystery Jets at some point. Uh, 46. The, is that the drummer?
Yeah, from We Are
Or is
Scientists.
he the bassist? Sorry, yeah.
No, he's not. There was that. He's the drummer, isn't he? Oh no. He's the bassist because I remember Andy Burrows played drums for them for a bit, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah, I think
It was
so.
only really two of them, wasn't it? And then they just have like a session drummer.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, right, okay. Um, Stephen Morris, New Order.
Why? Why in 2005? What's he done?
Was he in Joy Division as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He says, while Bernard dances like your dad, Your dad on laxative. Stephen Morris keeps new orders. Cool rating in check. Responsible for the rhythms. Maybe were they still like releasing stuff at that point?
I don't
Don't
know,
know.
maybe. I wasn't listening to it. I never really liked New Order.
I think it got some good songs, but yeah.
Mm.
Then you got Richard Archer, 45 of Hard Fi.
Yeah,
Never, never said to be the voice of a generation, but Ricky Fi's combination of biting satire and down to earth goodness.
biting satire.
I think Matt Beaumont was a big fan of him, wasn't he? At NME, I think.
Yeah, Mark Beaumont.
Got some interesting opinions, that bloke.
Well,
Um,
that's 63.
he also thought the Holloways were the second coming as well, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Dan,
It seems like in under Conor McNicholas, the only thing you needed to get a job as a journalist at the NME was a face.
oh well, big friend of the pod, Connor. Never mind. Dan
No,
Whitfield.
no, 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 no. I'm not slugging Conor McNicholas off. Just probably his coke dealer's fault.
Cut copy.
What the fuck is cut copy?
They had to like a bit of a dance duo or something. They had like I remember they had the song on FIFA.
Right.
But yeah, apart from that, don't know a great deal about them.
Right.
Oh, that's the wrong list. You can't. Right. 42 Whiskers from Ford Russia.
Oh, forward Russia, yeah.
Did you play them at any point?
Um, no, they're from Leeds, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I remember that guy from Knocking About though. Um,
Yeah, I think he was a bit of a player in Leeds in terms of the music scene. Had his own label and that.
yeah,
Uh, got and 41 Stuart Price.
yeah. One of
You know who that is?
One of England's greatest ever right backs or left back. Still missed the penalty in Italia 90, but in Euro 96, he fucking he made up for it. And God, he was so happy. Good old Stuart Price, Nottingham Forest left back.
Looks like Ross Geller there.
Yeah,
David
it
Schwimmer.
does.
Who is it?
How old is he? Stuart Price has been cool.
It's been
Oh,
cool.
okay. Le Rhythm Digitale, Digitale, making a career reviving record with. Oh, okay. So he produced that Madonna record, like a comeback one.
Right. What with the one with allergy in that? Or was that before?
Don't know.
Fair enough. Got Serge.
Yeah.
Um, hard to get along with
No, I don't
him
like
a bit. Not that I know him or out, but struggle with I like some of Kasabian's stuff. I think they get hammered, but yeah. Anyway, Kate Jackson.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, good band of the era.
yeah.
What does she say? Any interesting answers? She reckons Kelly's the coolest. Who is the least cool person in rock and roll? Kelly from Block Party isn't very cool. Taking yourself too seriously is never cool. And I hear Liam doesn't like him. Wow, gone for Kelly. Um, Coolest thing you've ever seen? Andrew Pearson from Special Needs in a fight with a
Oh, yeah.
squaddy outside the Caspar in Sheffield. As we were leaving the club, a group of 10 on the town lads started calling Andrew a poof. The odds were against him, but Andrew turned and punched the most obnoxious one in the face. Our wigs flew off, and the next thing I know, Andrew had him on the floor and was sitting on his chest singing the words to him, I'm a Boy by The Who, and spitting in his face. Blimey. Uh, Crikey, yeah, some strong answers there. Oh, fucking hell, it's gone the wrong way around. So we got 49
Oh,
here.
it wasn't the Sugar Babes. Who was it?
Got Sway,
Oh, Sway.
the punkest man in UK.
He's my favorite hip hop guy.
Was he one of the hip hop guys that attached himself to Baby Shambles at some point or something?
No, that was MC Purple.
Okay, right. Alex Arms would clap your hands and say, yeah.
Mm,
Uh, wait a minute, I've got to read some of his answers. So Sway says the coolest thing he's ever seen is a bullet going through someone's chest and coming out their arm.
cool.
That sounds real cool.
That's pretty urban.
Makes you think of Steve Coogan doing that cool sketch.
Yeah.
Is this cool? Loop and Crook
Yeah.
from. All right, was he a solo fella?
Yeah, so he was from like the same place as Kid Harpoon and like Medway, I think, in Kent. I was never like a fan, but he's a painter now. He's an artist, painting man. He does paintings.
Okay.
He
It says
paint-
here he seems extremely proud that Carl Barat thinks he's a see you next Tuesday.
Wow.
Um, see if you've got any of the answers. Not really. Uh, let's go. So down to 38 now. MIA.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no. 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 No.
She's a bit. She's got an interesting Instagram these days. I've noticed. But
No.
yeah.
Oh
Matt Tong Block Party. I don't know like Matt Tong, is it?
no, that's Sam. Rest in peace.
Who is it?
Sam from Test Icicle.
Sorry. Yeah, got mixed up the format there.
Yeah, fell on his sword a few years ago.
All right.
Yeah.
Matt Tong at 36. And you got your mate Donny at 35.
Mm.
Uh, he's got to have some good answers. What's your definition of being cool? Tight pants, big hair.
Can I read him in his stupid pretend voice? You
Oh
ask the
no.
questions.
What's your definition of being cool?
Tight pants, big hair, and a tiny leather jacket.
Your first memory of something cool.
First time I looked in the mirror.
Would you sooner be cool but everyone thinks you're uncool or uncool but everyone thinks you're cool?
Cool, I think everyone think I was cool. Actually, that's the way it is.
Who was the least cool person in rock and roll?
Dominic Masters. I can't even say that in a funny voice.
I'm surprised they're even. I suppose they must be on the same path a little bit, mixing the same circles. Who would? What would you do to become the coolest person on earth for a week? I'd join a rock and roll band and get my mates involved. Maybe my brother and call it Towers London. Fuck you know.
Yeah, they
Sounds very
weren't his
scripted.
mates. They all hated him. Except his brother.
Yeah, got that from the film a little bit. Patrick Wolf at 29.
Again, never really like never really got what all the fuss was about. But
Yeah, I only remember like one or two songs, I think.
mm,
28 Block and the Crash Helmet from Arcade Fire. Okie dokie. Kana. Um,
Kano had a song, and I think it was like he was like trying to do like a version of uh like he was trying to do like his own version of like the streets dry your eyes,
all right.
and there's a line in it, and it goes, and it's like it's kind of like a love song, and it goes like, he even had a nickname for you. I used to call you Ladybird.
All right. I remember his song from this CD actually.
I liked Kano. I used to think he was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, just reading some pretty strong opinions from Patrick Wolf and Liam Gallagher about what's him out loud. Alan Donoghue, The Ricks,
Yeah.
26. I realised I got the up and down things as well. So he's gone down,
He's gone
up from 49.
up from 49.
Yeah.
Wow. He's got cool.
Uh, yeah, he's got cooler.
Yeah.
Paul Thompson from Franz Ferdinand. The drummer, is he?
Uh, one of them, isn't
Yeah. Got the on brand t shirt. 24. You weren't far off your Burrell, were you? Did you say 22?
he? What did I guess? Yeah, 22.
Played. Not
Mm.
far off.
What's going on with his hair? That's got to be a hat, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's like daft, one of
Um,
those daft hats.
what are they called? Davy Crockett hats or uh, yeah, Davy Crockett. Am I barking up the wrong tree? Um, that's, I don't know. It's the hat.
um, so you got two drummers here. You got Nick Hodgson, Kazachi's 23. Meg White at
Yeah, he
22.
was. He was. I always thought he was like pretty sound. He wrote all the songs as well, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
His new band had just been announced as support for Neil Young.
Wow. Didn't they played your live podcast, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I was meant to come.
Yeah, you were going to come to
I
that,
was going
weren't
to come to that, but my wife was being all pregnant.
you? We'll do another one at some point. Gwen Stefani, 21. Someone said she's become a bit magger these days or something in the comments,
Really?
apparently. But I don't know if that might not be true. So,
Mm.
not sure. Gerard Way, 20 at 20. Didn't mind
Yeah,
Chemical Romance, really.
I didn't mind them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they've got two songs that I'm not okay is like it's just objectively a really good song.
Yeah, I quite like that one.
Um,
One was it? I
the
always forget
Black
which other one I
the
liked.
Black
Was it Helena
Parade
or
as
something?
well.
Yeah.
They were good, man. They were kind of like it was like they were like really kind of like theatrical and um I think had they come about like at a different era and not been kind of kind of lumped in as being an emo band and just kind of been like a rock band, you know.
Mm.
Um yeah.
I mean, NME called him the goth Ricky Wilson.
Well, no, that's not fair.
God.
No, no, it's much better than that.
Let's go down to 19.
Right.
Paul Epworth,
Paul Epworth, yeah.
producer on the Mixer
Yeah,
list.
yeah, he did Kilimanjaro.
Yeah,
They
he did
they
loads, I think.
wa- they wanted him to do the whole Baby Shambles album, and he was like, absolutely no fucking way.
Well, he turned it down, do you think?
Yeah, yeah, because apparently, like the recording of Kilimanjaro was so like just like like he nearly had a nervous breakdown. Like weirdly enough, like
It's in the it's in the Max Kalish documentary, isn't it?
is it?
Yeah,
Oh
Epworth's
yeah,
in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. When he turns up and uh Drew tells him to fuck off.
Yeah. There's like a
Yeah,
brief interaction with Epworth, but yeah.
yeah, like the Dustin single to the Ramones, like Paul Epworth was approached to produce that. And we ended up it was produced by James Ford, who did like Arctic
Wait,
Monkey.
he produced your single?
Yeah, he produced to the Ramones the
Ah, right, cool.
single version of it. But like we'd also asked Paul Epworth to do it as well. But then like James Ford said yes first. And
It's not a bad choice of people, is it? You know,
yeah,
that's it. It's what's it like to work with James Ford?
really good, man. Like he's kind of like exactly like you'd expect. He's like just like kind of like kind of quite quiet, quite gentle, but really kind of like he'd be like really honest with you, kind of like if you do it, he'd go, do that again, man. Like he was like, that was shit, do it again,
Fair
do
enough.
it again. But yeah, no, that was really fun working with him. Yeah, that was actually during the time when I think he was also producing the Test Icicles album, or he just produced the Test Icicles album. Um and yeah, yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I keep wanting to go off on like kind of off on tangent stories, but maybe we should save them all up for like a Patreon episode.
Yeah, yeah, or some kind of live show or something. Yeah. So you got the aforementioned Henry Harrison.
Mhm.
Uh,
Guardian of the Island.
um, and then you got Mr. Atkin.
What did I guess? Oh, I guessed 14. What is he, 17?
Yeah.
Oh, Tom, mate, overestimated you. What
What's
got?
the introduction you got? How could the Paddingtons' ghost-like singer combine the solar chic of Johnny Rotten, the sickly sneer of Tom York, and the patronage of top fashion designers? Simple. A pint of vodka and cranberry served every minute, and a recording schedule of 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. every night for a month. Um, and yeah, slags off Liam Gallagher a bit, basically.
What? Go on.
Well, what's your first memory of something cool? Pugwall? I don't even remember Pugwall. But
Pugwall Summer. It was it was an Australian do you remember Round the Twist?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it was a bit like that. It was about this guy called Pugwall, and he had a band called the Orange Organics, and like my tattoo artist like recently contacted me, and she was like, "Can you make me a T-shirt with the Orange Organics from Pugwall's Summer?" So they were a band in a TV show, and I was like, "Yeah." All right, yeah, well, you weirdo.
And
Yeah.
then who's cooler, Liam Gallagher or Anthony Hegarty? Tom says Anthony Hegarty. Look, who's the least cool person in rock and roll? Says Liam Gallagher.
Oh dear.
If
That's Tom talking such bollocks, because me and him were just talking the other day about like how when we were like before the Strokes came out, when we were like 14, like we absolutely fucking loved Oasis. Like Tom's talking bollocks.
at this point, though, he was a bit annoying, wasn't he, Liam Gallagher? I don't know really.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
If cool didn't exist, would humans need to invent it anywhere? The Paddingtons invented cool this year. Some of these feel like NME have written them themselves, don't
Yeah, do you know what? Like, I did an interview with a phone interview with James McMahon,
they? Oh yeah.
who just died actually. And he was asking me questions, and I was just like answering it, and he was going like, "You're not giving me what I want," and he was like, "Can you say something along the lines of this?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, yeah." Uh, and it ended up like being this interview of stuff that I'd said that like I hadn't really like, it was just fucking stupid.
All right. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, I can imagine they manipulated a few things.
Mhm.
Uh, then you got one down from it's mental, isn't it? One down from Tom, you got Billy Joe from Green Day. And
Yeah.
then another one down, you got Julian.
What? What? so he's a new entry, so he must have completely fallen out. And okay, so this he's come back in because this was would have come out just before First Impressions of Earth came out.
Yeah,
So they would have released a single from it by that. So he'd have been back out and about.
yeah, pretty much, I think.
Mhm.
Uh, don't mind Green Day as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Got a funny picture of Ryan enjoying himself. Maybe these the jeans that maybe are in Wakefield Museum. I don't know.
It's up my jeans. Oh no, I can't, that's not it. Hold on. How's his voice go? I took my jeans and put them in Wakefield Museum and hung them on wall. Hung on wall in Wakefield Museum. And thing is, you can go in there and look at them. Maybe no, that wasn't a great. But I guessed 11, so
All right, okay.
3 off.
What's he said here? First memory of something cool. In our village, they were building this grandstand for ages, and the council said how important it was, and everybody made a big fuss about the opening. The same night, this guy from the village went up and spray painted this huge schoolboy penis on it. He must have stayed there for 10 years. He must have put as much planning into that as what the council had to put into building the thing. He just ruined it on the very first day. What's your coolest possession? Someone once gave me a 4p coin, and I love it. I carry it around. It's from the Victorian times or something. Yes. Um, 13 Ninja from the Go team.
Yeah.
Um, what's this? Had it and then lost it.
Okay.
What the fuck?
So they're like people that used to be cool, but then aren't cool.
From when it masters gigs on milk floats, so to 2004.
Yeah, that's like after like I mean, it'd be a stretch saying I felt bad for him, but it was just like NME, like suddenly, like they were like giving him like hyping him up, and then they did their album, and apparently like this is what I've heard, like Connor McNicholas, um basically everyone was just like, this album shit, like all of the writers, and he was like, I'll give £2,000 cash to anyone who'll write like an 8 out of 10 album review. And I think the only person that took it, if I remember correctly, like everyone else turned it down. They were like, I'm not like as a journalist, like that my name will stay with that review forever. And I think the person that wrote it, you can probably look this up. I think it was Mark Beaumont.
All right. Why was he keen for it to be? Because they'd put so much
Yeah,
behind them.
yeah, they put so much like effort into this thing. They were like, oh, we need to like, we need to really not look like idiots by yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, I'm sure Connor might challenge that, but
No, of course
fair
he'll
enough.
completely deny it because it's probably like completely massively unethical. But allegedly, that's what I heard happened.
Okay. Can't see it on a Google search, unfortunately. Oh,
No,
anyway.
this is like music industry
No, I mean,
insider.
yeah. No, I just meant the album review itself.
Um,
But yeah, never mind.
shall I try and find it?
Don't really need to find it, do I?
Nah,
Probably
of
was Belmont, to be fair.
course it was.
Vice gave it a 10 out of 10.
What? Yeah, but that was Vice just being fucking stupid, wasn't it?
Don't know. But then Q rated it one of the worst albums of the year. So there we
Yeah.
go. Swings and roundabouts. 12, what? Damon Albarn, the Gorillas. Albarn. Uh, Devendra Banhart. Banhart, don't remember them.
Yeah, no, no, it was just one bloke. Um, he was this like American, uh, like trustafarian hippie guy that for some reason the enemy decided they liked. Um, and yeah, he's about as relevant as John Salako.
What do you call it? Trustafarian? Does that
Yeah,
mean rich kid?
yeah.
That's a good term for it. I like it.
Mm.
All right, moving on to the top 10 then. Ian Brown, he said he'd be
Oh
somewhere, didn't
yeah. Oh, I guessed 18, so I was actually quite far off with him. But yeah, they put him in. They love it. They just put him in everything. He's always there, no matter what he does. What had he done? Why is he cool? What have they said? I can't read that.
he? There may be some new monkeys further up this list, but Ian Brown remains the real king monkey. He's not afraid. He's not afraid to bitch slap working class pretenders like Kasabian, and is the only man on earth who dare wear a pink tracksuit in front of a mob of Oasis fans at V Festival this year. Uh, yeah, did he play Glastonbury in that year and stuff? I think he might have done.
Oh, oh, okay. Sorry. I was going to say Bob Dylan's there, but Bob Dylan headlined Glastonbury in 2005.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Let's
Yeah.
read some of answers anyway. Are you the coolest Ian Brown you know? Yeah, I'm cool, but there's a gospel singer in New York called Ian Brown. There's a reggae singer in Jamaica called Ian Brown. There's a folk singer in Norwich called Ian Brown, and there's a classical singer who's called Ian Brown. I'd like to do a show, a night with Ian Browns. We'd all get half an hour each. That'd be dead cool.
That would actually be really good.
What? When did you last lose your cool? The other day I was driving along doing 10 miles an hour, nose to nose, and this idiot pulls out and rams in front. I thought I can't kick off because I had my three lads in the back. Then he starts braking, taking the piss out of me. So bang, I rammed right into the back of him, and I was in the side of his car telling him what I thought of him before I could open his door. Okay. Who is the coolest ever musician? James Brown. I love that story about him giving 2 grand mink coats out to the homeless in the 60s. He invented funk single-handedly. And I love the way he faffs over his hair like an old lady. Who is the least good person in rock? Gene Simmons. I think he's a complete oaf. Men who go chasing women at this age, they're sad, they're insecure, they're weak. You know. What is the coolest type of monkey? A gorilla. They've got the best spot. They hang out in the mountains. They look after each other. Let's face it, no one's going to fool with you if you're a gorilla. Fair
Yeah,
play.
that's all very sensible answers. Apart from the Ian Brown thing, because he used to like beat the shit out of all of his wives and girlfriends.
Allegedly.
What do you mean
I
alleged?
don't know. I actually don't know the story behind that.
Have you seen that clip where he's just like off his like head on cocaine or crack and he's like being interviewed
Steve
and
Jones.
no, he didn't say Steve Jones, he said James Brown.
Oh, you know about James Brown. Sorry, I thought you said Ian Brown. Beats.
No, James Brown. So no, Ian Brown doesn't beat up his wives.
Right,
He
right. That's
said,
what I thought you meant.
Who's the coolest person ever? He said James Brown. But
Right, yeah, yeah.
so there's like James Brown's on like
Yeah, I've
a
seen it.
news
Yeah.
thing, and like they're like, oh, you've been like arrested for like domestic battery or something like that, and he goes, living in America. Just
Yeah, he's just
starts
shouting, I
singing.
feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then singing It's a Man's World as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's mental.
I mean, it's funny, like out of context, but it's just like you've been arrested for like beating the shit out of your missus and you off your head on crack, shouting nonsense on the news. But yeah, he's.
Uh, where did you predict Carl Barat?
Mm. Hold on, but I said 12,
Ah, okay, not far off then.
9.
Um, Dignified to the last 2005 saw the befringe What? Befringed bard of Basingstoke negotiate the wreckage of the Libertines and dodge the baby shambles soap opera with his customary. Oh, I can't read that. Recovering from health problems to sign a rumoured £1 million solo deal with Vertigo, Carl spent the year forming Dirty Pretty Things and showcasing songs which suggest 2006 should see his gangster rock shtick go global. And who else looks this good? Coolest band artist of the year. I'm told it's Arctic Monkeys, but I've only heard one song twice. They're the darlings of NME now, and they went to #1. That deserves elevation at the coolest, even if you do want to sort that jacket out. What word do you like to use instead of cool? Toast? What one thing could you make? What one thing could make someone instantly cool? Enemy telling everybody they are. Nice. What does cool smell like? Blood, sweat, and tears, and the occasional bit of vomit. Okie dokie.
Oh, you twat.
Jemina Pearl appear on Pet at 8, 17 years
Yeah,
old.
I remember a mate of mine gave me 2 guest lists to see Be Your Own Pet, and there was this girl that I liked at the time, and so I messaged her and I was like, do you wanna come and see this band? And then she spent the whole evening thinking that they were called Bring Your Own Shoes.
What you did or she did?
No, she did. She must have said it about 5 times, and I was just like, I can't correct her now. She's just like, so what time I bring your own shoes on? And I was just like, oh god, I think this girl might be an idiot.
um, yeah, I mean, I saw him in that year, I think 2005 or 2006. Bob Dylan, #9.
I've seen Bodin like 3 times, and each time it's been like completely awful.
Fair enough. Yeah, it doesn't interest me, to be honest.
Oh,
Can't bring myself to watch that film.
I watched it. Me and my wife watched it the other night, and it's like it's not great. Like it's apparently he Timothy Chimbalombe or whatever.
Chalamet.
Yeah, Timothy Tim Timmy spent had 5 years of uh like vocal lessons to learn to sing like Bob Dylan, and it's like he was like desperate for an Oscar, but it's like the actual story of the film is like is is a part of Bob Dylan's life that like anyone who knows anything about music already knows about, and it's only really like a very short period of his life, and it's about him when he played that folk festival and played electric and everyone called him Judas. That's like the culmination of the film, and it was just like everyone knows about that, like everyone, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
And
like, they're all these things are too long as well now. Is it about 3 hours long or something stupid?
I don't know. It's like didn't seem too long.
Fair enough.
Um, I was like afterwards. I was like, was that better or worse than Walk the Line? Because I thought Walk the Line was quite good. I thought that Elvis one with that Austin Butler. I thought that was arse. Um, um, and I haven't seen it since I was really young, but just because he looked really like him and sounded like him, Val Kilmer in when he plays Jim Morrison in the Doors film,
All right.
that was really good. But there's a Beach Boys one, um, and I don't know what that's called, and it's like obviously like made by somebody who doesn't know anything about drugs, and it's about basically it's about like kind of Brian Wilson. There's a bit it's like Brian Wilson going off the rails, and you can tell that they knew nothing about drugs or anything because there's a bit where it's just like he's like kind of like staring at this tin and like he's like like I don't want to give into it. I don't want to give into it. And he goes, for God's sake. And he kind of like goes into this back room and like opens this tin, and he's got like loads of like pre-rolled like spliffs, like cigarettes, as if anyone would like pre-roll like 20 spliffs and put them in a tin like cigarettes, and then he lights one and then it's like, oh, he's on drugs. I think that might be called, I think it might be called Endless Summer. I can't remember. It was, I watched it on ITV. It was a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Always thought should be one about Daniel Johnston where Michael Cera plays him. But there is a
What?
good there's a good Daniel Johnston film. I don't think it's not a biopic
What? Michael Cera plays Daniel
though.
John.
No. I was thinking they should it would be a good idea for Michael Cera to play Daniel Johnston. But
That-
d-
Yeah.
anyway.
No, 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 no. That is, you probably have to put on a bit of weight.
Yeah, Mabs. But there's a good Daniel Johnston film that I watched.
The devil in Daniel Johnson.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I enjoyed that.
yeah. Oh, it's really sad though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Moving on to oh fuck, I keep doing that. Jesus Christ. Moving on to number six. Fucking hell. It's one of Docky's got one of his worst looks going. It's
Yeah, God,
Chavera, that's
that
why he's
that
like
that was his that was like, oh God, like when it was like you could tell it was just like he was, do you know what I mean? He was so far gone that he couldn't even be, but because there was a period where he was obviously like smacked off his tits, but he's still like he still looked really cool. Um, and here it's just like like what is that?
Paul and Shark jumper. Looks
Yeah,
like very football hooligan type vibe.
yeah,
Um should we read what they say?
yeah. Go on. Well, hold on. Where did I guess he would be?
Yeah.
Oh, I said 8, 6.
He's gone up one apparently.
Hmm.
Um
No, he's down from 1.
he's down from one, right, okay. That he's Britain's greatest living pop star, we've rarely doubted. And by obtaining the mantle of the British media's public enemy number one, he's only enhanced our love. What Pete's proved this year by releasing a semi-brilliant album, by persistently wiping his urchin nose with Middle England's hypocritical moral code, and by surviving, is that he's not going anywhere, whether the red tops like it or not, right? Okie doke. Brandon Flowers, The Killers. Fair enough, can't be bothered to read that, I don't think.
Yeah.
Kanye West, number three.
Kanye West.
And they was at the NME Awards shortly after this as well.
Well,
Uh,
some folks think that skinny jeans and daft haircuts maketh the cool. Real cool rulers, however, simply go off script on live TV and force the American president into action and dare to call hip hop into check for its casual homophobia and diamond fetish and dig on Franz while White
White Crunk.
Crunk and join the canon of greats by playing at Abbey Road Studios. Kanye, bow down to the master. He was a Jewish doctor.
Oh, God. Liam Gallagher,
Number
2004.
2.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
did I have him? 11. Why is he number 2?
He's a pop at the Paddingtons in his answer here. That's hilarious. 2005 was the year when the Burnage billionaire bounced back to his bullish best, savaging bands the second the interview tape started to roll. Block Party were a team off University Challenge. The Kaisers a bad blur. The Paddingtons fucking awful. Last spotted threatening paparazzi with a metal bar.
I think the funniest one, it was the funniest insult I've ever heard him say. Like like NME like read him like Chris Martin like had like said this like really gushing thing about how cool he was, and they were like, "What do you think of Chris Martin?" And he said, "I think he's a plant pot."
Fucking plant pot, mate. Love calling people students as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. And number one,
Oh no, hold on, you missed out.
Anthony, sorry, yeah, I missed him at number four. Anthony Hegarty.
Him.
Um,
We should look up what. Oh no, I'll quickly look up what his new name is. Hold on.
um,
Okay. Okay. So she is now known as Anoe Hegarty. Is a British-born American singer, songwriter, and visual artist. She has presented solo work as the lead singer of the band Anoe and the Johnsons, formerly known as Anthony and the Johnsons. She
all
started
right.
them, yeah. So
I will read the thing on like Lou. It says Lou Reed bows down to his genius, and rightly so. Even in 2005, our most celebrated Englishman in the Big Apple has had to endure ignorance. One paper wrote, "Fat transvestite wins the Mercury Prize." The day after he scooped his prize, Yet he shrugs it off because he knows that the haters will soon be seduced by his voice. Pop stars don't come much cooler.
yeah,
Fair enough.
apart from Kanye West and Liam Gallagher, and and sorry, just so you know, I wasn't cheating. So, yeah, number one. I remember
Fair
that.
play, mate. Uh, I mean, he wasn't. He's never cool, was he, Turner? I don't know.
Oh man, like I like
I,
met him
I
a
thought. I
few
mean, I
times.
loved him at this point, but I don't know if
Like,
I'd have called him
like
cool.
we played with them, and it was just like this when we played with them. It was before, probably before they were signed. He was a complete knobhead then.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah. The drummer was really nice. He was just a knobhead.
What do you mean, like a bit more reserved or
No, just a knobhead.
fair
Like,
enough?
don't know. Like, I think. Um,
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
think he said, "All right, so you've come up from that there London, have you?" And it was like, "Well, yeah, 'cause that's where we live."
I get the vibe he's never been that sure of himself because that's why he's got all these characters going on. But yeah,
Yeah. And remember when he started like talking in like this kind of like mid-Atlantic accent, and
yeah.
oh, that rock and roll, eh? That rock and roll, eh? That's not going anywhere. You can try and kill it, but you're never gonna kill the rock and roll. The rock and roll.
You sound like Kevin and Perry there or something.
But that's what he sounds like to me.
Oh,
Well,
God.
well, he did when he started doing all that nonsense.